All right, first of all, welcome. Thank you everybody for sure watching, actually. We are putting together our social distancing ring ceremony for the Sanger High School Boys Soccer Team, 2019-2020, your state and valley champions. It's been a long time coming. It's taken us, since March 7th, which was like the week before all of Sanger shut down, to really have this moment again, to come together, celebrate, honor the young men who put so much on there, put so much out there, put so much of themselves out onto the field, the sacrifice, the dedication, everything that all the way back in September of 2019, we talked to them about work hard, show up every day, be hungry, be passionate, and it's going to turn into something special. And that special moment happened a couple of times this season. And so as you can see, there's a couple of things that we have here that represent all the hard work that we achieved. The tournament championship club showcase in December. We have looks like our Valley Championship plaque here, our state championship plaque, and then of course our 2 rings to represent all of that. Again, this is just a moment that we get to celebrate the young men who have worked so hard, who have earned it. Some of these young men have been around since I started 3 years ago and have been there for every game, for every practice, and really put their hearts and souls into this. So we're very proud to honor them. We're very proud to let you all see them picking up their rings, taking a few pictures, and representing themselves in Sanger at their highest possible ability. So again, thank you guys for watching. We really hope that you guys can celebrate and honor them as much as you can. If you know these young men, give them a shout out, give them a like, right? They always love that stuff for social media. So again, this is our 2019-2020 team who's going to be receiving their state championship rings, their Valley championship rings, and all the medals they've received this year. So first of all, coming up, so our first captain, Luis Villegas. Yeah, for sure. You have your rings out. You can take them out. Is our captain, a 3-year varsity player, and future Merced Bobcat, along with Luis Villegas, Freddie Bautista. Coming up next is our goalie junior coming into this year. It's going to be our senior goalie, Pedro Alonso.
You got one of those, huh?
Also a junior coming into his senior year. We're really happy we have this guy. Raul Garcia. Okay, and coming up next, senior Jordan Gutierrez. Senior moving. However you want to pose, boy. Coming up next, another one of our seniors from this past season, moving on to college, and another 3-year varsity player, Gabriel Torres. All right, coming up next, we have junior from last season coming into this next season. He'll be a senior, really dynamic player during playoffs for us, makes a big key plays for us, defender. And number 7, Luis Quique Martinez. And next up, we have another one of the leaders of our team, junior from last season, coming into this next season. Will be a senior, ready to lead us into more trophies, Christian Torres. You got all these ready? All right. up next, another one of our 3-year varsity players. This will be his 4th season coming up in varsity team, but another maybe smallest guy on the field, but makes the biggest impact every single time he plays. Number 10, Ethan Stefan. All right, coming up next, came out of nowhere for us. We started out the season on JV, jumped into the varsity team when we needed him for a few big games, and was really, really explosive defensively. Did a lot of good work for us. Junior next year, Daniel Reese. Up next, sophomore last season, played some heavy minutes for us in the midfield. Was really, really key to a lot of the work we did. Junior coming into this year will be one of our leaders, Ezequiel Chavez. All right, coming up next. Again, another one of our juniors from last season. Dynamic scorer, actually led the team in scoring. Tied one of the school records for goals in the past season with 25 goals. Coming to next season, I know he's got a big goal, scoring 40. Forward, Michael Esparza. All right, coming up next, junior last season, coming into this year, he'll be a senior and his 4-year varsity player. Forward, number 15, Sebastian Padilla. Okay, coming up next, we have our 3-year varsity goalkeeper. Was goalie of the year for the CMAC last season, and definitely made some big saves for us in the biggest moments last season. Our goalie, Eddie Cuevas. All right. And up next, we have sophomore from last season, was the 1st-year varsity player last year. Very, very strong in the middle for us, gave us some good minutes. Very excited for the future we have with him as a junior next year and as a senior the following year. Julio Fernandez. Okay. Up next, we have another one of our 3-year varsity players. Will be 4th year coming up. One of our forwards, played some big moments, had some big heavy hits for us, scored some key goals. Always excited to have Isaiah around. Isaiah Romero. Okay. Up next, this is probably the first player I met when I first started the program, and is going to be was a 3-year varsity player. Moving on to college, was one of the key core players of the program, Mr. Jason Corrales.
Yeah, smile for me.
All right. And coming up next, senior, moving on to college. Worked really hard, has been here since the beginning of the program, Mr. Edward Angulo. All right. Up next, junior from last season, will be a senior this coming year. One of the fastest guys on the field easily, Mr. Anthony Gonzalez. Up next, we have easily one of the most impactful players to join us this year on the varsity team as a freshman. We have high hopes for him. Came out and scored some big goals as a forward. Tallest player on the field and the youngest as well, Mr. Isaiah Villalobos. Up next, we have sophomore from last season, joined us in the playoffs, helped us make our Valley and state run. Came out in some of the games, made some big plays for us. We asked him to go out there and work hard. He did exactly that. We're excited for what he's going to bring next season. Mr. Jonathan Cibrian. Okay. Up next, we have another player who joined us for playoffs. He's a freshman last season. He was a goalie. We're very excited about his future. He's going to be making some big plays and will be doing a lot of making a lot of big stops for us in the next couple of years. Julian Mejia. And up next, I have a senior who's now moving on to college. Goalie, worked hard for us all year, Mr. Jonathan Mendiola. Go today, Brian. They get to stay here with you.
Wow. How do you stand? Wow.
Smile with your eyes.
So once again, thank you for watching, liking, supporting these young men. This is, I think, first of all, we do want to thank the entire community, not only for supporting us and rooting us on during our games, but the community's been so supportive in our fundraisers, and helping us with sponsors, and helping us really get to our goals to get these young men their rings. It was a big season. It was a historic season for a lot of reasons. One, we're the first team to win a league title in 39 years, and only the second boys soccer team ever to do that here at Sanger High School. We went down to Clovis in December and won one of the most prestigious tournaments in the Central Valley, knocking off 20 big teams here in the area, and across the state. And then we were the first boys soccer team at Sanger High School championship, which we're very proud of, very excited. That was always a goal of ours. And the first sports team at Sanger High School to win a state championship, a regional North State championship. So there's a lot of reasons for us to be excited about. On top of the team accolades that we achieved, there's also a lot of individual achievements that happened throughout the season as well. So our league MVP, Freddie Bautista, we had first team all-league Luis Villegas, both of our captains. They really led us throughout the season, but they also represented well during league. Goalie of the year, Eddie Cuevas, who was just a big player for us all season long. And then coaching staff of the year, myself and my coaches, Manuel Herrera, Sarb Mander, Hugo Hernandez, and Sergio Gonzalez. JV coach Donato Mireles, and freshman coach Pedro Perez. So just from top to bottom, this program has really been solidified by just the hard work, the effort, the passion that the coaches bring, that the players have in this town, that the parents bring to our games, that they brought to supporting us. Top to bottom, this has been really like a unified moment for all of us at Sanger, for all of us who love the sport, and for all of us who really want to see good things coming out of this community. So again, we appreciate the support of the entire town. This has been a couple years in the making, and we've had our ups, we've had our downs, but we knew coming into the season we were going to give everything we had. So again, we're really excited, we're really happy. To us, this is the start of something new. This isn't the one and only time that we're going to be doing this. Our plan is to continue to build and grow and win more and more championships every season. So that's our goal. We hope you continue to support us. Right here? Yeah. Wearing their masks?
Put their masks on.
With the masks on, he said.
Just like some sanitizer. Alcohol in there might help. No?
It doesn't help? I thought it did.
I thought it did for a while, then I